Hey everybody, welcome back here for another video. By now you should have seen this from one of my previous videos where what DC is planning for their cinematic universe, where they tend to kill off Superman and replace with Supergirl. Now I have a interesting point I want to go through in this video, but before I get to that, I want to talk about something that builds up to this. Now, Henry Cavill wants to play Superman. He looks the part, he's got the Superman look and all of that, but overall, he's interested in playing the part. He understands what has to be done with it. I've stated before, I was not a big fan 100% of the Man of Steel movie. I thought there was a lot of parts in it that I liked, a lot of parts in it I didn't like. Batman v Superman was rubbish. Real rubbish. And yes, the Snyder Cut Justice League was still what I consider the only Justice League movie, but I think DC, if they decide to go with Henry Cavill, they have in them to do a trilogy of Superman movies that could do really well. But they're so obsessed with trying to run down Marvel, trying to catch up to Marvel or whatever. And Marvel in themselves have done their MCU, and now they are not producing anything of any actual quality. When you look at movies like Black Widow, total garbage. Total garbage. Eternals, they basically took Jack Kirby's idea, said you can go straight to hell, Jack Kirby, we're going to do whatever we want, crapped all over it, threw out a bunch of diverse, this, woke, that, sexuality, this, and the other, and it was a complete mess. I did a review for Eternals, and somebody said to me that they watched the movie, they finally got a chance to watch the Eternals the day before that they saw, because they saw my review for it the day after they watched the movie, and they said, what did they say to me, that if she had seen my review, she would have never even watched it, because, and these are not people who are, avid comic book fans and all sorts of things like that, but they could see garbage. And I saw this thing on YouTube with I think the director for Eternals was sitting down with some YouTuber, and he was talking and saying that, he liked the movie, it was very diverse and all that. And I was like, no, you're lying, you didn't like the movie. What you want is the free merch that you might give out and access to future premieres and all these kind of things. That is what you want. But the movie was garbage. Absolute garbage. So here you have Marvel putting these things out, and right now Spider-Man No Way Home is still blowing up. I mean, it's crossed $1 billion and it's very popular. We have the Batman movie that came out the other day. Saw it, really good movie. I wouldn't say it was the best Batman movie I've ever seen, but it was a really good Batman movie. I liked the take that they did with it. And I said before, if DC does want to do these movies where these heroes come together, do standalone movies. You could have done, if you decided to redo Superman, well, you've already established Man of Steel with it, so that's a kind of thing, and Batman v Superman and Justice League and all that kind of thing. But if you decide to redo it with Henry Cavill, do Superman movies a lot better, because Superman has a wide galactic level rogues gallery to choose from. You could do that. He wants to play Superman. He is a man who understands the culture of it. I mean, to use a better term, Henry Cavill is basically a geek. He understands the geek culture. He wants to play Superman. You could make money, but no, you want to get rid of him and replace him with Supergirl. Why? Because apparently you don't like to make money. That's all, you don't like to make money. Now, after, one of the things I've talked about many times on my channel is when they go out and do this tokenized nonsense that they do, where they change characters. They change their race, they change their gender, they change their sexuality, whatever. But they stay with the name, they sell the name, nothing else. Someone said to me recently that, Jane Foster's run as Thor was really good. I asked them why. I'm still waiting for a response. Why was it good? That's what I'm asking. Why was Jane Foster's run as Thor good? I'm still waiting for a response. Well, they decided to do this incredibly ridiculous thing, where they basically race swapped Superman. That's basically what they did. And they gave us a black Superman. Why? Because apparently somebody was asking for it. I don't know who that person may be, but somebody was asking for it. I don't know. And it showed the level of ridiculousness that these people do, how they don't interest in their fans, how they use them only to profit and all of this. There was talk of this movie that they wanted to do with Black Superman or whatever. Nothing came of it. Never heard anything of it or anything like that. But here's an article from Bounding Into Comics. Geekosity scooper Mikey Sutton says J.J. Abrams, well, oh God, already you know it bad, and Ta-Nehisi Coates' Black Superman movie is called Turkey. Whether Henry Cavill is just too busy or Warner Brothers is too unwilling, I am guessing it's the latter. The actor's future as Superman, worse than being put on hold, is finito, according to the latest reports, claiming he is retroactively killed off by Zod as an infant in the Flash movie. Is that a good move? Of course not. But when you don't give a shit, this is what you do. Out of the ashes, WB and Bad Robot producer and film franchise rehash artist J.J. Abrams was supposed to give us an Elseworlds take on Superman revolving around a man of color of steel. It's been a year since the project was announced and nothing new has emerged about it, for good reason. We're finding out that internally at Warner's the film is simply not getting off the ground. Why? Because Superman is a white man. That's Superman. Superman is a white man. He was created as a white man. There have been different iterations. People have taken inspiration from Superman to create a number of different characters. But rather than you say to yourself, hey, let me create a unique, interesting black character. No, let's just race swap Superman, because, they're not going to know any better. Let's just do that and see what they think, and then call it Elseworlds. Geekosity editor-in-chief Mikey Sutton claims this is due in large part to writer Ta-Nehisi Coates falling behind. Supposed to have a draft ready by now, it said Coates hasn't delivered on his promises. Sutton adds that the studio is trying to inject too much social commentary to the determinant of the idea. You hear that? Too much social commentary. They want the film to be Oscar worthy, or you had to be drunk. You really had to be drunk. But in their push for perceived prestige, it's becoming less and less like a Superman movie at this stage. Then there's the problem of gearing it towards kids. All they really want to do that, boy? They might want to inspire with a story thought to be based on the Calvin Ellis version of Superman, a black Kryptonian who became president. I'm trying to understand how they want to actually kind of deliver this. Because I really don't understand it. I mean, what is the point here? You want to have Superman go back in time, race change, become a slave or something, or have him deal with racism? Because this is basically the only way that they can stand, or the only way that they know to actually show black characters. That's the only way they know. They don't know how to do it. I did a previous video on the Static Shock. Well, the Static season 1 that they did, they rebooted it, and I showed it very clearly. Borderline racism. That's what you got in that. Because they don't understand it. They always treat like being black is something you have to overcome. So you want to do a black Superman, you have no idea what you want to do. You're trying to make it Oscar worthy and gearing it towards kids. It was never going to be Oscar worthy from the beginning. And gearing it towards kids. What kid in their right mind is even going to be interested in this? Rara as the songs on paper, the fear is it will go over the heads of the young ones and repel them. Well, it's going to go over the heads of everybody and repel everybody. I'm an adult and I don't want to see it. Yes, exactly. The other complication is that WB is unsurprisingly ahead of itself with its ambitions again. Certain ads, they are trying to market their BIPOC Superman before they have a story which isn't working out. And this is come up what I'm saying. What are you trying? What is the story you're trying to tell with a black Superman? Because the only things you know how to do when it comes to black people is to show slavery and racism. That's it. That's all you put into your work. That's all you show. And you're trying to make it into some great classic without having the slightest clue in your minds as to what the hell you're doing. On the drawing board, there are ideas scribbled, really? Ideas? But no thought or coherent plot to speak of. Was there ever one? And Sutton reveals, furthermore, his intel insinuates this drastic reinvention of the mythic Man of Steel has a projected budget of 300 million. Well, if you have a budget of 300 million, and you put that out, and you're lucky if it even make 3 million, well, man got to lose their work. Sutton calls the project cold turkey and states that it might not be dead, but is surely in quicksand. He thus concludes it will be one of the items on the chopping block when Disney and David Zaslav take over and probably won't see the light of day. If it is made, the budget would likely be reduced. It'll be slashed by 2/3 and ultimately cancelled when Discovery takes into account budgetary issues alongside the lack of a narrative. Sutton is going to collaborate with other sources to be sure, but the above is what he knows so far about the Abrams Coates Superman. You want to do a black Superman, you have no idea what the story is going to be. You have no idea how to put it across. Why do you even need to do that is my question. Because, and here's the answer, because when you have this whole Black Lives Matter thing going on, you figure to yourself, listen, We want to be as diverse as possible in our stupidity. So let us take a character, a beloved character, who has established themselves, who has risen to the heights and ranks that is befitting of them. Race swap that character, put it out there, and then we are trying to appeal to a minority that doesn't even actually exist. Because if you call it a minority, it's probably less than a minority. These are the people who come out and say, they talk about diversity, sexual inclusion, this and the other, all the kind of things. But do they watch any of these things? No. Are they interested in any of these things? No. They are interested in pushing propaganda, being activists. They light up Twitter to talk about all the things that they want to see and all the things that they suddenly know and all the things that they are suddenly a part of. When it comes down to actually being a part of anything, actually doing anything, they do not even form a minority. They are less than a minority. Your actual fans are the people you should be worried about, but you don't care. You don't care. And then we have a related project, the Val Zod adaptation produced by and starring Michael B. Jordan, is going ahead at HBO Max and seemingly has better luck with fanfare on its side. But I don't know about it, because I really have no interest in seeing Val Zod's Black Superman by Michael B. Jordan. I mean, if you look at it, now, this is definition of come to Val Zod from Earth 2, right? Val Zod, one of the last Kryptonians of his universe, and the second to use the mantle of Superman. Black Superman, right? Look who created this character. You have Tom Taylor. Once you see that name alone, you should know something wrong there. This is the man who is currently writing the wokest, garbagest Superman, son of Kal-El horse shit possible. A man who, when you look at his writing, openly despises Superman, openly despises America, openly despises everything connected with it. This is the man who created this character, and people may say to themselves, well, you know, he created this character, it doesn't matter, it's not about him, it's about the character. But again, when you tokenize characters like this, you cheapen their value. That's what you do, you cheapen their value. Create your own characters, you won't have this problem. But you don't care to do that. You don't want to do that because you figure that's too hard. Why don't we just go in there, race swap, gender swap, sexuality swap a character, and put it out there that people have to like them? That makes sense. This is cold turkey, dead in the water. It's not surprising. You had no story going in, you had no idea going in, you had no common sense going in at all. And for some reason, you expected people to jump on board with this. And when they don't, you get pissed. Superman is an iconic character. Superman is Superman. When you do nonsense like wanting to kill off Superman as a baby and replace him with Supergirl, you're dooming yourselves immediately. When you decide to yourself, hey, let's go ahead with some kind of black Superman movie and have no idea, all we need to sell is the fact that, you know, it's a black Superman. This is what happens. It doesn't get off the ground, it shows no light of anything, and you want to turn it into some great film classic without knowing what the hell you're doing. That's the long and short of it there, people. Is that what these people do? This is their objective, to pander to you, to try and get you to sympathy, buy and sympathy love, they're absolute garbage. Create original characters. Don't create this shit. That's it for me this time here. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. If you wanted to see it, if you didn't want to see it, what you think about what they're doing with it and all of that. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell, you'll be notified every time I put out a new video, and I shall see you all next time. Take care.